Hey guys, my name is Vanessa and welcome to my channel. So this week, my little baby girl turned 3 months old. I do not know where the time has gone and how she's already 3 months, but it made me realize that she's no longer a newborn. So I want to make this video before I forgot about everything that I found helpful to have. So I am going to go over everything that I've used in these first 3 months, what I enjoyed having. Of course, you don't need all these things. It's just what I consider helpful to have around. So yeah, we'll break it down different categories and show you everything. I could go in more detail about a few different products. If that's helpful to you guys, just leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see more of. Before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I am a mom of 2. I have a 19-month-old and now a 3-month-old, a boy and a girl. I live in Canada, BC, and I have this channel here to show you guys what different products that I like to use and my thoughts on them as an honest mom. Okay, so let's dive in and get started. Let's start off with our bedroom setup. So we have our toddler sleeping in the nursery and our baby in here. So I'll walk you through it. So we have our diaper changing station on our dresser. I got the skip hop change pad. And this has been great. My little trick is I like to have some kind of blanket or towel down on top of it because especially in those first few weeks, they often will make a mess while I'm changing them. And I like how this will just absorb if they're peeing, while I change them. This absorbs it all and there's less chance of it getting on all their clothes. So I found it's just been kind of an easier cleanup. And then I'm able to properly wipe it down after I take them off of the change pad. So yeah, I've been liking this here, and the hospital gave us some blankets, so that's what I've been using, something I don't care too much about. Moving along, so I got this diaper caddy off of Temu, super cheap, which was great. So inside of it, I have a whole bunch of diapers. I have a spare outfit, sometimes I'll even keep 2 extra ones in here. I have a burp cloth, I have a change of linens for the bassinet, another towel to put down, blanket to put down on the change pad, and an extra sleep sack. So in case she makes a mess throughout the night, I do have a change of everything that I need in here without having to go in the nursery. I also keep on the side here some Vaseline and a thermometer just in case I need those. So over here we have our wipe warmer. This is the Munchkin one. It actually used to have a light here, which I thought was honestly super dumb. My husband ended up taking the lid apart, unscrewing it, and ripped the light out. Because we're trying to do everything we can to make the room dark, so why would I want a constant light here? You're still able to turn this one on at the bottom, but at least it's not a constant shining light, which is great. And yeah, so I haven't had any issues with this. I've used it now with the 2 kids. I do find a wipe warmer is nice for the newborn, those newborn months. I don't think it's necessary to always have and whatnot, and we actually stopped using it after a little while with my first. But when they're a little tiny baby, they get so cold so easily. I don't know. I feel bad for them. I think the wipe warmer is a nice little touch to try and make those, diaper changes every hour a little more bearable. We also keep our sound machine. So we have our nice hatch in the nursery, but since I need this one to be permanent, we have our travel one over here. So this is the Hush sound machine. I actually keep our super long phone charger from the hospital right beside it because I find this will last a night's charge, and if anything, I'll just leave it charging overnight because the last thing I want is to be woken up, or the baby woken up, or both of us, just because the sound machine's battery died. So yeah, we have this over here, and this lovely little egg light, which I love. This one is super portable, and I'll move it from here for when I'm changing the diaper to back to my nightstand for when I'm feeding her throughout the night. So I have loved, having this here, nice and easy to move around. We have the Upper Baby stroller, and so we've been using the bassinet for her to sleep in, and we have it on top of the Jolly Jumper stand. So I know it's not the easiest to see in here. We make the space work, guys, okay? But yeah, this way it does rock back and forth, which is nice. I bought it off of Marketplace for $30 or something and repainted it white. I was gifted these bassinet sheets. They're just basic ones off of Amazon. They do fit it. I kind of tuck it around the sides a little tighter, but I haven't had any issues with that. So it's been nice having spares, especially since this is her main sleeping area. And a couple things that I like to keep on my nightstand. I always have some snacks. Breastfeeding, I get hungry so quickly and easily, and I'm just always starved. So if I'm feeding her throughout the night, I will almost always have a snack. I like to keep a scrunchie because especially those first few weeks when we're relearning how to breastfeed, it's nice to have my hair back in something readily available. A couple burp cloths here as well, just in case we need those. So that's what I like to keep here. And of course, a diaper genie. I bought this one off Marketplace, and it is super handy having one in here as well as the nursery, so I'm super glad I got that because there are actually a lot of diaper changes that are happening here because you kind of forget the first little bit, it really is like every hour. Next up, we have the Love to Dream Swaddle. So I have this in 2 different sizes. I have it in a newborn and a size small. Looking back, I would not get the size newborn again. It only goes up to 8.5 pounds. And my babies were born at 8 pounds and the other one 8 pounds 7 ounces. So I would have skipped the size right away and gone to the size small, which is 8 pounds to 13 pounds. And that way it would have lasted a little longer. We do love these swaddles because they're able to have their hands like up beside their head. They fit into the corners here, and they have a 2-way zipper, which makes the diaper changes a little bit easier. Bear with me as I'm using one hand here. But it does make the diaper changes a little bit easier because then they're able to still have like their top half warm throughout that. I do think having more than one option for sleep is important because if they have a mess and their diaper leaks out, you still want something else to put them in for the rest of the night. So I would suggest having one of these and then a blanket swaddle or a sleep sack, something else you can swap between. So we were swapping between this and the copper pearl blanket swaddles as well. My baby, I would say, outgrew this in length pretty quick. And so that's why I had to switch to the blanket. And then we were swapping between this and a sleep sack to get her used to the feeling of a sleep sack. So this is something else that we used in these first 3 months. Okay, let's go over a few toiletry items for the baby. I was using the Burt's Bees shampoo, and now I'm on the Honest one. I've used a few different ones. I haven't noticed a difference with the different soaps. I find they've all been great. I like to use this one for right when they're a little newborn, the Johnson's one. Just seems so soft and nice. I use baby oil as well. I have a little brush, I think just the Safety First one. My first baby didn't have any hair, but my second one does, so it is nice to have a little hairbrush. We can move on to some more pharmacy things. So I do have the Nose Free to Snot Sucker. Haven't had to use it with her luckily, but it is good to have on hand. I always keep some Tylenol on hand, as well as Advil. If they do get sick and they're quite miserable, you can actually give them both doses and, you know, spread it out. So those are useful to have as well. Excuse the mess, but I will quickly go over what I have here for bath time. The Angel Care bath is a total must. I use that every single time I give her a bath. I also love the little ducky that has the thermometer temperature reading, and it'll tell you how long the bath has been, if it's hot enough and whatnot. I also love this little bucket to be able to rinse her head off, which has been great. And I've been also using the Freedom Mom brush here. My toddler's kind of ripped it apart, but this has been great to clean her hair with. So this is my second diaper changing station, actually my main one. So I have another one of these egg lights, and this one actually sits on a charger base, which is really cool. I've been enjoying having that. And in this bin over here, I do think there are a few essentials that I would recommend for everyone to have. So again, the thermometer. One of them actually came with this pack that says what a normal temperature is. If you don't have that, just write it on a piece of paper, because if you're worried, if your baby's fussing and you're worried, you don't want to, like, you know, spend the time trying to research what it is. So just write it down, and I find it just makes that a little less stressful. Some nail clippers, obviously a total must, because those nails are so sharp. I have been using the Oogie Boogie quite a bit. Oogie Boogie Bear, is that what it's called? I found this to be quite useful. I haven't used the Snot Sucker, but I have been using this. Some diaper rash cream. Luckily, I haven't had to use it on her. I also like to have one of these, the spatulas, to be able to put it on. I had bought this reusable container, but you can obviously just keep it what it's in. This is stain remover. That is, I think, my biggest tip of what you need to be able to save their clothes. Keep that at your diaper change station so that as soon as you take off their outfit, you can spray it all over, because she would have stained so many outfits, but luckily spraying that on right away got it out. Keep some lotion here as well, and this is the wipes container. I do like having this so much more than keeping them in the bag, because this weighs it down, and so when I pull it out, they just easily come out. They're not all stuck together. So that has been great. So here I have the Kikaroo change pad, and obviously for a newborn you are going to need tons of diapers. So again, I have 2 babies, so we've got the swim diapers, toddler diapers, and hers, and tons of wipes as well. Make sure you have lots on hand. This is our Hatch sound machine. This was definitely the main sound machine with my first, and it still is with him. So this is in the nursery. I do really love it because you can program how all these different settings, however you like to have it. So, you know, if you want the red light with white noise, you can do that. If you don't want a light and you just want the noise, like when he wakes up, I set it to like the birds chirping now and a light white light. You can only hear if I'm really quiet. Anyway, I have loved the sound machine. That I would say is a total must to have as well. And so this is her crib setup. I'm a big fan of putting them in the crib right off the bat, but with my first, we waited almost 3 months. They're now sharing a room. We have our crib set up. She's still so little, so I'm not worried about the teddy bears. We have those in the corner. We always keep a glow-in-the-dark binky. Definitely get the glow-in-the-dark ones. They make such a difference being able to find them at night, and honestly are not that bright where they're going to wake up your baby, so get the glow-in-the-dark ones. We have a mobile. We got this with our first. Has some nice contrast images on the bottom. It's a tiny love one here, it seems. We just got this at Toys R Us. So yeah, that has been great to have as well. And we have our baby camera set up here to be able to spy on her. So in this room here, we also have an extra sleep sack over here. Spares of everything, I tell ya. You are going to want, in my opinion, a whole bunch of pajamas. Sometimes we change her clothes like 4 or 5 times a day because she's had that many messes. How does it happen? I don't know, it just does. So we actually currently have 2 different sizes laid out because she's in the middle of changing between the 2 of them. But yeah, just as many sleepers as you can. Costco has these ones. They're great because they are $9, so they're really not expensive. Double-sided zipper, double-way zipper as well. In the first few weeks, we were using these mittens because she kept scratching her face, the poor thing. Some sleepers, like the Old Navy one, could pull this one out quick here, has the built-in cuffs here on the hands, but not all of them do. Like the Costco ones are $9, but they do not have that built-in. The Kite Baby ones, I believe, do. Yeah, the Kite Baby ones have them built in here. Definitely you want some mitts on hand in case they come out with really sharp nails and are scratching their face. My first didn't at all, but my second one was locked. So I guess you never know. Burp cloths and towels. I like to use these for bath time here. Some thin ones. These were just purchased from Walmart. These ones we use a lot to clean up, you know, spit up and things like that. I believe they're the Comfy Cubs one from Amazon, the one that everyone buys, the muslin ones. We have a lot of bibs because honestly, she now started, I guess in the last few weeks, started drooling a whole bunch. So it's not just for spit up, it's honestly for drool too. So it's been great having a whole bunch of bibs because it gets soaked so quick. So it's nice to have others to swap between. We have a nice bath towel, hooded bath towel over here. And just some more Burp cloths. These, I believe they're copper pearl ones. We've rarely used them. I kind of regret buying them. They are super cute. They got me with the patterns. But I find there are other things from that company that are a lot better, like the nursing covers, than getting these Burp cloths because I just don't use them much. I like using these small ones better than those big ones. So here is the Baby Bjorn bouncer. This gets used a lot in this household. Hi! With our first, we had one toy that went on it, and then we were gifted a second one. I do find it's been very useful having 2 different toys to be able to swap between them. So yes, I found it's been very useful having 2 different toys. They just clip on the side quite easily like this, and you can take it off. And then we have the other one here that you can take off as well. These 2 toys, it's been great because if she gets bored of one, I could swap and put the other one on. Okay, now I'll go over my couch setup. So I like to sit on this part of the couch when I feed her. Put a towel down. We learned this really early on with our first, and this has saved our couch. Try to find one that matches our couch. I actually have a couple that I rotate through. But having a towel down, you'd be surprised how many messes this actually catches. From blowouts to spit ups and whatnot, it has been great to have. So definitely recommend that. I keep a couple Burp cloths right beside for when I feed her.
I like to keep a nursing cover in arm's reach in case someone drops by unannounced and I'm feeding her, or to use as a blanket as well. And here is our Snuggle Me. This gets used every day as well. We love this a whole bunch. With my first, I only had one cover for it. And this time we were gifted a couple extra, and it has been super useful to have a few different ones. Just because when there's a mess in it, it's nice to be able to swap it out. So this is just an Amazon one. It's a little, you know, it doesn't fit perfectly at the back, but it's been great. I just realized my nursing pillow wasn't in the shot because it was in the other room. I have the Boppy nursing pillow, and so I feed her in our bedroom or in the nursery, and then for the day I bring it over here, so that's where it normally is, in arm's reach once again. Okay, now to go over a few toys that we've been using in these first 3 months. This Love Every Play Gym, we use it a lot and I really love it. So we have over here some black and white cards for her to be able to do some tummy time and look at. We have this ball for her to look at, nice contrast. I got these sensory strands with my second. I didn't have them with my first, and I do find they've been a great addition because she's able to lay on her back and can touch them, and they make noise. It does take up the spot for one of the toys to be hanging here, which is fine. We have this one over here. And funny enough, our favorite one with my first, I'm not sure where it is at the moment. But anyway, the gym is great. Lots of toys. I could do another review on the actual gym itself here. But we use the gym all the time. And a couple other toys. We have the Sophie giraffe. We like this one for this stage a lot better than the big one over here, because yes, this is easy for her to grab, but it's really hard for her to chew on. The pieces are too big, so having this small one is useful for the first little bit, and easy for her to grab onto with these hoops here. She can wrap her hand around them. We were gifted this one here, and this toy is really great because she's able to put her hand inside of it and wrap it around this bar here. But I will say so far these pieces seem to be too big for her to properly chew on. So I think this will be handy when she's a little older still. And we've also been using some crinkle books that make a noise like this and have some nice contrast images in them. We have a couple of these. So these have been a great fun as well. Okay, now to go over a few what I consider the essentials for breastfeeding. So we have some milk storage bags here. I have a whole bunch, but I just pulled a few out here. This is the pump that I've been using, the Mom Cozy portable one. So yeah, I have 2 of these, but I just brought one out. So something to be able to pump the milk and store it in. After I've pumped it, I put it in these little Medela bottles because I don't want to mix the warm and cold milk. So I put them in here, and then when I'm ready to actually measure it out, I use these Tommy TP ones here to measure out however big I need, whether that's the 180 or the 250 ml bags, and I'll put them in there. I have a few different bottles. So I do have the Como Tomo ones. These have been our favorite with our first. So yeah, I've given her a bottle a few times, want her to get used to it so that we can still go out and have someone watch her. But the first time we tried to give her that bottle, she did not like it. So luckily I had a few others from my first as well. We have the Philips Advent one here, and she liked this one off the bat. So now she's been good with both, but I do find it useful to have more than one bottle in case your baby doesn't take to that initial bottle. So this is a kitchen item that we use every day. This is the Philips Advent sterilizer. So it is pretty easy to use. You just put your small things at the top, and you're able to put the bottles or big parts of the pump at the bottom. It holds the bottles up. I keep this little measuring cup right beside it so I know how much water to fill the base with. And then yeah, I just kind of hit the button and let it do its thing. So we do use this on a daily basis to sterilize all the bottles and pump parts. And over here we have the Boone Grass. This is for drying, a drying rack for our bottles and all baby items. So I just put a bottle here to show you what it's like. Yeah, it's really easy to hang things on it to dry. We have the little tree here to hang binkies, or really small pump parts. So yeah, I would say we've used this a little bit with our 3-month-old now. Definitely use it more for our older baby, but yeah, this does get used on a daily basis as well, so I highly recommend it.
Last, but certainly not least, are baby carriers. I would say these are the two that I use the most. So I have the Baby Bjorn Mini. This is in like the jersey knit fabric. And I also have the Moby carrier. I think it's on the bottom here. Yeah, the fabric Moby carrier, we're able to wrap your baby up in that. So I would say I use these the most. I also use the Ergo Baby Embrace. I will have a separate video coming out on baby carriers, so keep an eye out for that. And I would highly recommend having a couple baby carriers. It's useful to have some in the house, some in the car, wherever you go. I found I was just always putting my baby in here with both of them so that I'm able to multitask. I'm such a go-getter. I like to do multiple things at once. And so having them in here made it a lot easier to be able to wash the dishes and do everyday chores like that. So I hope you guys found this video to be useful. Once again, these are the things that I enjoyed having for the first 3 months of her life. If you enjoy this type of video, let me know down below in the comments, and I could do another one for like the 3 to 6 month mark. I'd appreciate it if you guys consider subscribing. I do make videos on baby and toddler products as well as some how-to videos, so I'd love if you'd stay along for the journey. All right, that's it for today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!